That is James Mennie. He is over at the Montreal Gazette. And Jim, before we get into the topics, I was asking listeners earlier on, I played clips from both Joël de Bellefeuille and Craig Sauvé and asked, did you hear anything in there that makes you think, you know what? Yeah, I see there that is a viable option in an upcoming municipal election. So you probably heard a little bit from both. Anything you've heard of the past couple of days that really stood out to you besides Craig Sauvé wanting to tax the rich?
No, and I got to tell you, it gets a little bit weird too because today we had our other mayoral candidate, whose name I'm sorry, isn't that terrible? I'm drawing a complete blank.
You talking about Luc Rabois? Who?
No, for Soraya.
Oh, Soraya Martinez Ferreira, yeah.
There you go. Okay, and she made an announcement. Did you see her announcement today?
No, I did not.
Gonna keep the city clean.
Well, that's good. I'm in.
That's right. Gonna keep the city clean. Gonna have we'll probably have cops patrolling the streets and firefighters putting out fires. Listen, that's where we are. That's where we are. We're selling the political selling points are the nose in the middle of your face. That's where Montreal is. People complain about the garbage. Oh yeah, and honestly, it's almost like that's the market research. Like I might listen to this show or other shows and people, Montreal's so dirty. It's this and that, blah, blah, blah. You know what? If Montreal's dirty, and I've been hearing this complaint for decades, okay, that may suggest there may be an issue within the, how can I put it, the service bureaucracy, and one which no administration seems capable of dealing with. But that's where we are. But no, I mean, taxing the ultra-rich, as our listeners have pointed out, the ultra-rich will look at this and go, oh, really, and just leave. So you won't have any ultra-rich, and you won't have anyone to tax, I guess. So I guess the homeless will languish for that much further. Because guess what, Aaron? We scared the ultra-rich away. In terms of expropriating properties, it's a lot of magic wand waving, I find, eh? All you have to do is just expropriate. You get these buildings here, and you turn them into low-cost housing and this and that. Yeah, excuse me. Welcome to planet Earth. Try and pull a stunt like that and see what the neighbors say, because that's the other big issue here in Montreal, folks. Montrealers want change left, right, and center, but when change comes, they hate it. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see, especially on the war on homelessness, which apparently now front and center is inextricably connected to a lack of housing, which, of course, is absolute rubbish. There are bigger issues here, whether they're issues of poverty, addiction, social issues that transcend the authority of any city council or perhaps even any provincial government, that really takes a real rethink of how we treat people in this society. Get me there, and then we'll talk about, dealing with the issue of homelessness. But right now, it's all window dressing. And as I say, sometimes it's charmingly obvious, as in we are going to cut down on filth and dirt. We're going to have a clean standard in the city of Montreal.
You're right. We've been talking about this. It comes up every year in an election campaign, of course. But I wonder if that's the case, if that's what people... It's like someone writing, fix the traffic or fix the potholes. How long has that been coming up? That happens all the time, yet, parties will speak to that because they know people are concerned. So I'm almost not surprised that this idea of, let's clean the city up, or I vow to clean the city up, is part of this platform.
Never mind. Potholes, if you follow the pothole issue in Montreal, you realize as well, to a certain extent, we're in a corner because of the environment and the changes in temperature, and look what's happening right now.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I got to tell you, Aaron, I did my first City hopes to coordinate traffic light story 30 years ago. I could do a follow on it next year, and you know what? I could do a follow on it 5 years from now, because the situation never changes.
Fair enough.
It's like I don't know, building a warp drive, trying to get all the lights in Montreal to work the same way. Just amazing.
I want to go to your topic, which asks, have Quebecers truly turned their backs on the U.S.? Now, I'm not sure what you're referring to. Is it the Leger poll that shows only 10% of Canadians?
I'm talking about good old-fashioned, nuts and bolts journalism here, because there was a time, Aaron, not that long ago, indeed, you may well remember, during the construction holiday or the long weekends, we would have in our traffic updates wait times at the border.
That's
we
right.
don't do that anymore. You know why? Because there's no wait time. It's the start of the construction holiday, which is like, Quebecers, lemming-like, would head down to Old Orchard, K-Port, some as far as Martha's Vineyard, perhaps, or even, they just all went to the States. Right now, there's absolutely zero delay. No, I lied. Phillipsburg, 5-minute delay. as of 10 minutes to 5. So yeah, it's changed. And we're not talking about, oh, well, this was just a trend anyway. This has been going on for generations. These migrations have occurred for their grandparents and parents and kids and grandkids. They all would go to the same place. We would all go there. And now it's done. It's not happening. And this is the incredible thing. And it goes beyond any of the rhetoric coming out of, say, Mark Carney saying we have to rethink how we do things. We are rethinking things. I'm not naive, Aaron. I know fully in this day and age, you're going to think twice, 3 times, a zillion times before you decide to pack up the family and go on holiday to a country where your dollar buys you about 65 cents if you're lucky. So, I get that part. But man, oh man, to think of how things have changed, and you wonder, well, what is going to be next? And indeed, what is going to happen to these communities, up in Maine, up in Vermont? And I think that's so great, where you've got they're changing the name of Church Street in Burlington to Canada Street, but not full time. It's like, no, it's going to take a little more than that to get people back down to Vermont. But yeah. It's just so crazy, but it's for real. This is absolutely for real. If there was ever a time for Quebec to turn around and show that it was talking out of both sides of its mouth when it came to a boycott of things American or a shunning of things American, this would have been it. And it is not happening.
By the way, you mentioned the border crossing. So I got a text from Andrea Elias who said, we're at the U.S. border at Highgate Springs right now, crossing into Vermont. There's nobody there. It's dead. So to your point, Jim, this is actually happening. It's not just anecdotal.
I have the CBSA site up in front of me as I speak to you. Okay, I'm looking at every single border crossing in this gorgeous country of ours, and I can tell you in Quebec, apart from Highgate, 5 minutes in Highgate. Apart from that, absolutely squat. You have to go to Ontario. The Peace Bridge, 29 minutes. 50 minutes, my gosh, 15 minutes if you're taking the Ambassador Bridge, between Detroit and Washington. But on the other hand, you got a lot of stock going through there too. So that's it. But this is what's for real. This is the change. And it used to be, and it was a part of our broadcast day on CJAD. For those long weekends, we would include border crossing times because we knew our audience would be listening to us at Old Orchard Beach, or at Cape Port, or down in Martha's, or wherever. And you know what? Looks like those days are gone.
Yeah, it certainly does. Jim, let me get to this other point. It's interesting. I read Andre Pratt's column, of course, in today's Gazette. And we talked just the other day with both Joe Ortona and Heidi Yetman about this sudden turnaround by the education minister. Oh, the $570 million that I took, I'm going to give you $540 million back, plus apparently an announcement yesterday by Geneviève Guilbeault. The government miraculously found $270-odd million for the third link. So what's going on here?
That's a lot of change between the sofa cushions as far as I'm concerned, Aaron. I mean, they were pleading poor. They were broke. We have to cut. This can't go on. We have a huge debt. Oh, wait a second. Utterly theoretical, crazy dream to build a bridge between Quebec City and Lévis. Oh, yeah, we got $280 million just to do the studies on it. Yeah, no problem there. And as you pointed out, here's Bernard de Lanville suddenly saying, yeah, I have more than $500 million, but you know what? It's got to be for the kids. It's for the kids, Aaron. Don't you go spending it on fripperies and stuff like that. Listen, they know they're in trouble. They know that it's going to take a miracle for them to be reelected to a third term, and indeed to be reelected as even a viable part of the government, i.e., whether a government or as an official opposition. I maintain, and I continue to maintain, I don't think that Francois Legault will be running in the next election. I think he's going to wait for the right moment, and he's just going to walk away because these numbers suck. But once again, who knows? They have to make some noise. They got to show signs of life. As I say, August 11th, be there, be square, Arthabaska by-election. Let's see what happens. It may be a glimpse into Quebec's political future. How indeed are these parties going to fare? How will the Liberals fare under the new management of Mr. Rodriguez? How will the Quebec Conservatives fare with Éric Duhaime running as a candidate finally? We may see some huge changes. But if we see the status quo maintained, that might even be more interesting, because it may show that despite what we may think Quebecers want to see happen in Quebec City, we may be off base. Maybe they do want things to continue going as they are. Polls are crazy things, and quite frankly, if anybody had told me that I'd be talking to you about the topics we're dealing with today 6 months ago, 8 months ago, I'd have told them they were crazy. But you know what? Things have completely changed. So you never, ever know, Aaron.
You never, ever know. Famous last words. Jim, thank you. You have a great weekend. I'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Okay, buddy. Have a good one.
Thanks, pal. You too.